Echad is used either for a unity, complex unity, compound unity, composite unity, or it can refer to a singular thing. The context will determine what kind of echadness it has. For example, here you go, Genesis 1:5. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night, and the evening and the morning were the first day. Right? Yom Echad. Would anyone be stupid enough to assume that a day does not consist of both evening and morning, light day, darkness night? So though it's one day, it is a day that is compound, right? See right there? Genesis 2:24. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one. Echad, flesh. There goes that word echad again. Does that mean the male becomes female in gender? That means the male's physical body becomes the female's physical body? No, they're still two different genders, two different physical bodies, two different flesh. But when they come together, their union makes them one and inseparable. So it's a compound, complex, composite unity. Here, Pharaoh has two dreams, not one, two dreams. And he doesn't know how to interpret those dreams. So Joseph is summoned because he had to interpret the dreams of the butler and the baker when he was in prison. And he interpreted them accurately. The butler was spared according to the dream he had. The baker was killed, impaled, and the butler forgot to remember Joseph and mention Joseph to Pharaoh. But later on, he remembered, well, hold on, there was a man named Joseph who interpreted my dreams. So he goes, bring him. So he had two dreams, right? Two. And Joseph said unto Pharaoh, the dream of Pharaoh is one, Echad. But there are two dreams. He had two dreams, not one. What does he mean? They're one. It means, though they're different dreams, they're one and the same message. Numbers 13:23. And they came unto the brook of Eshcol, cut down from thence a branch with one cluster of grapes. Echad cluster consisting of multiple grapes. See how Echad is used? How come the anti-Trinitarians don't show you this? Why don't they show you this, guys? See, God is Echad, he's Echad, he's Echad. All right. Judges 20, verse 1:8. Speaking of a whole congregation of people, saying they were as one man, Echad, man. But they consisted of many humans, males and females, that made up the congregation. Then all the children went out, and the congregation was gathered together as one man, Echad. See how Echad is being used again? From Dan even to Beersheba with the land of Gilead unto the Lord and Mizpah. And all the people arose as one man. Wait, a whole multitude of people were Echad man, one man? Come on. We will not, any of us, go to his tent, neither will any of us turn into his house. Now let's see the Hebrew. Gathered the congregation, ke ish echad, as one ish, one male, one ish. I'm going to give you another one. All right. So arose, wa yaqam, kal, all the people, as man one, echad, ke ish echad. Watch Jeremiah 32, 39, and 40, but we're going to read 38 to 40. 2 Chronicles 30, verse 12. The hand of God was also on Judah to give them one heart. One heart. Wait, a whole tribe has only one heart? But we're going to see what the word one is. To do what the king and the princes commanded by the word of Yahweh. Jeremiah 32, 38 to 40. And they shall be my people, and I'll be their God, and I'll give them one heart and one way. A whole people will have one heart? that they may fear me always for their own good and for the good of their children after them. And I will cut an everlasting covenant with them, that I will not turn away from them to do them good. And I'll put fear of me in their hearts. So wait, I thought it's one heart. Now it's hearts, so that they will not turn away from me. So let's see what the word is for one. That a whole tribe will have one heart. Whole tribe, right? Then I will give them leb echad. Echad, one heart. Wa derek way echad. Now watch what the rabbis say. Okay? All right, here we go. This quotes from two different articles. I'll get back to this one in a minute. We come back to this one. The second one comes from Chabad.org. And it's quoting the Rabbi Menachem Schneerson. Menachem, it's Menachem. Right? Lubavitch movement. Ultra-Orthodox. They thought he may have been the Mashiach. Mashiach. Baruch Hashem. Right here, Chabad.org. Shalom Chavarim. He used Gematria, or some pronounce it Gematria, to explain why God is called Echad. The relationship here, Schneerson, using the Gematria, the numerical value of Moshe and Echad to come up with the numerical value of Moshiach to show some connection. Let me break it down. The relationship between Moses and Moshiach is reflected. This is Schneerson now. The numerical value of their names. In the Holy Tongue, each letter is also a number. So the word is also a string of numbers. Now, let me explain what that means. Every Hebrew letter has a numerical value, right? When you take a name in Hebrew, you tally up the numerical value of each letter to see what the value of the name is. Okay, that's what he's talking about here. The sum of those numbers, these numbers and words, numerical value, or gematria, like David, his name, has the numerical value of 14. Each letter, when you tattle it, comes out to 14. The gematria of a word represents a deeper stratum of significance than its linguistic meaning. So the fact that two different words have the same numerical value indicates that they are variant expressions of the same truth. Now, see what he's saying? If there are two names or two words that have the same value, there has to be some connection. You understand what he's getting at, right? Some connection, correct? All right, follow me. The numerical value of Moshe is 345. And that of Moshiach is 358. Now notice they're not equivalent. There's a difference of 13. 345, 358. They're not equivalent. The numerical value of Mashiach's name, right, is not equal to Moshe's. There's a difference of 13. You get it, right? But now watch how he's going to show you why Moshiach's name is 358, even though Moshe is 345, and how this points to a greater mystery connecting Moshe with the Shema. What's the Shema? That's Deuteronomy 6:4. Hear Israel, the Lord our God, Lord is one. It begins with Shema. Faithful Jews would recite that twice a day, time of Jesus. Shema Yisrael, Yahuwah Eloheinu, Yahuwah Echad. Okay. Watch what he's going to do with that. Why Moshiach is 358, but Moshe is 345. Watch what he's going to do. So the difference between Moses and Moshiach is represented by the number 13. Otherwise stated, Moses plus 13 equals Moshiach. 13 is the numerical value of Echad. You see what he's saying? If you tally the number of Echad, it comes up to the numerical value of 13. So what Schneerson concluded, the reason why Moshiach's numerical value of his name is 358? Because his name combines Echad and Moshe together. Echad is 13, Moshe is 345, combine them 358, because Moshiach is the greater Moses who will lead the whole world into the Echadness of God. See his reasoning? He's saying Moshiach's name tallies 358 because his name will encompass the numerical value of Echad, 13, with Moshe, because Moshe was a redeemer who redeemed the nation out of bondage and taught them that God is Echad. Moshiach will redeem the world and bring all of them into the Echadness of God. See what he did? This is Rabbi Schneerson saying this, not me. So then what does he conclude about Echad? 13 is the numerical value of Echad, a word that is the keystone of the Jewish faith. Every morning and evening of his life, the Jew recites the verse Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. The Jewish people are called an Echad nation. See, Echad nation. That's a whole group of people on earth because they reveal the Echad of God in the world. You see, they are Echad to reflect the Echad of God, his Echadness. But guess what? Look, the admission. Just like the nation being Echad doesn't make them one person, but a unity. He's going to admit the Echadness of God shows he too is a unity. So far with me? This rabbi is admitting Echad is the term to affirm and hammer unity, not singularity. Who said this? The Rabbi Schneerson, Menachem Schneerson, the Rabbi, whom some still think is Moshiach. He's admitting it, not me. And the era of Moshiach is described as the day that God will be Echad in his name Echad. He just said Zechariah 14:9 is about Moshiach coming and making the Lord God the one king, Echad king, and declaring his name to be one. Moshiach will bring the whole world into the knowledge of the Echadness of God. Zechariah 14:9 uses Echad. So look what he says. Echad means one. The Shema proclaims, Shema, the oneness and unity of God, which the people of Israel are charged to reveal to the world, and which will be fully manifest in the era of Moshiach. But is Echad the ideal word to express the divine unity? Look, like its English equivalent, the word does not preclude, does not exclude, Tovia Singer, this is Schneerson, the existence of other objects, as in the sequence 1, 2, or 3. Nor does it exclude its object being composed of parts. So Echad does not exclude that. We speak of one nation, one forest, one person, one tree, despite the fact that each of these consists of many units or components. Because even one person is a composite person consisting of material form, a material body, and an immaterial soul, a soul that's not composed of physical dust. It would seem that the term yachid, which means singular and only one, more clearly expresses the perfect simplicity of God. But that's not what Moses used. But guess what, guys? You know who used that word? Moses Maimonides. In his 13 articles of faith that Jews had to affirm if they're going to be considered faithful Jews and worthy of the life to come, he says one of the articles of faith that you must say, the Lord our God, and he didn't use Echad. He changed Echad to yachid. Do you guys know this? Now, Ashmais knows this. He changed what Deuteronomy 6:4 and Zechariah 14:9 says, Yahuwah Echad. He changed it to, you must say, Yahuwah Yachid. He changed it. And only one, Yachid, which means singular, only one, more clearly expresses the perfect simplicity of God, which Maimonides states to be the most fundamental principle of the Jewish faith, and the axiom that there is none else beside him. Hasidic teaching explains, this is Rabbi Schneerson, that on the contrary, Echad represents a deeper unity than Yachid. That's why it's used. Yachid is a oneness that cannot tolerate plurality. Who's saying that? Rabbi Schneerson. Even though I don't believe he's right. I think he's incorrect. But nonetheless, he's telling you, Yachid will not allow plurality. So why did Moses say, "Hear, Israel, Yahuwah, Elohinu, Yahuwah, Yachid"? Why do you use Echad? If another being or element is introduced into the equation, the Yachid is no longer Yachid. Echad, on the other hand, represents the fusion of diverse elements into a harmonious whole. The oneness of Echad is not undermined by plurality. Indeed, it includes plurality as the ingredients of unity. You see what he said? Echad includes plurality to be Echad. Yachid doesn't. So here is Rabbi Menachem Schneerson sounding like he's a Christian. You know how many Christians I've heard say this? Echad is compound, complex unity, whereas Yachid is singularity. Even though I believe they're overstating their case, like Schneerson is. And here, he's saying it. Yachid does not tolerate plurality. Echad, on the other hand, represents the fusion of diverse elements into a harmonious whole. The oneness of Echad is not undermined. It's not canceled by plurality. Indeed, employs plurality as ingredients of unity. By the late Reverend Sam Stern. Sam Stern, Jewish convert to the Christian faith. Hebrew witness. Can you blame me for trying? Let's see what Elohim means. You ready? Can three be one? And he quotes Jewish sources, mystical sources like the Kabbalah and the Zohar. Get ready for a Jerusalem edition of the Zohar. This is from the Kabbalah. Zohar is the book of Jewish mysticism. Guys, look what the Zohar says about the word Elohim. The Jerusalem edition of the Zohar, in its comment on Genesis 1, explains why the authors believe that God is triune. They point out especially that the name of God, watch here, Elohim, is made up of the two Hebrew words, El and Haim. El means God and Haim means they. Therefore, they conclude that God is a plural being. Quote the Zohar. I don't know why I keep saying Zohar. The Zohar. Look, he quotes the Zohar. Jehovah, Eloheinu, Jehovah, Deuteronomy 6:4. There are 3 steps to accept the mystery from above. 3, huh? In the beginning, God created. In the beginning is the first mystery from where all else spreads. The name takes 3 forms. Do you know what he means by 3 forms? Here, Israel, Jehovah, our God, Jehovah. That's 3. Jehovah 1, our God 2, Jehovah 3. So then these Jewish mystics looked, wow, 3, huh? Why 3? The name takes 3 forms, and from there, the name is interpreted several ways. Rabbi Bechai explained Elohim is Elhaim. These are gods. Remember your creators. Oh, wait, they quote Ecclesiastes 12:1, which I quote, where it's a plural participle. Creators, plural of bara. The wise will understand. The above passage translates the words, remember now thy creator as a plural. Remember your creators, because it is plural. Remember what I said? This translation based on the word used in the Bible, baraicha, your creators. Baraicha contains the letter yud, or they would say yod, as well as the ah sound, kametz or kamatz. Further in the passage, the Zohar shows Eliezer and his father entering into a dialogue regarding the threefold nature of God. They conclude that he's revealed with 3 heads. What? 3 heads united and one. What? The passage also cites Daniel 7:13 as proof. Daniel 7:13 mentions one like the Son of Man coming from heaven with clouds as one person of the Godhead. In the ancient days as another person of the Godhead. Both of these are one. Here, the Zohar makes reference to 3 several times. Now watch. The Zohar, it's not Christian text. medieval Jewish mystical text. Eliezer's father said, come and see the mystery of the word Jehovah. There are 3 steps, each existing by itself, yet they are one and so united that one cannot be separated from another. The ancient Holy One is revealed with 3 heads. Who said that? The Jews, which are united in one. That head is 3 times exalted. What? Now, how many lights are there? The 3 lights which come out from him, the one him, 3 lights, are included in the 3. Yet the Ancient One is described as being 2, Daniel 7:13. The Ancient One includes these 2. He is the crown of all that is exalted, the chief of the chief, head of all heads. He is so high that he cannot be known to perfection. The other lights are 2 complete one, yet he is described as complete one. He is one. They are united and glorified in one. Furthermore, now this is Sam Stern saying, in relation to Genesis 1:1, the Amsterdam edition of the Zohar deals with some of the points mentioned above the Jerusalem edition. Further, it presents the attributes of God as both righteous and benevolent. But Elohim is composed of 2 words. Now he's quoting the Zohar. El and Haim. These are God. That Elohim is plural, though there's only one God, is truth. Eliezer sat before his father. We have learned that to him is justice. How is it that wherever we meet Adonai Elohim, Yud, He, Vav, He, Yod, He, Vav, He, the letters of Jehovah's name, it means mercy. He answered, it is written, know therefore this day, and consider in thine heart that Jehovah is Elohim. Sometimes justice can coexist with mercy, and mercy with justice. Come and see the mystery of the word Jehovah. They are 3 steps, each existing by itself. Nevertheless, they are one and so united that one cannot be separated from the other. Only 3 and 3 alone again? Continuing this passage, the Zohar presents a new interpretation, which considers the meaning of the 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet. All right. How does that point to the Trinity? The 22 letters comprehend 3 steps. 3 again? The letter Kaf signifies the crown. The letter Beit signifies Binah, understanding. He is the highest and hidden light, which cannot be known. The Ancient Only One is revealed in 3 heads that are united in one, and that head is 3 times exalted. The Ancient Only One is described as being 3, Daniel 7:13. Rabbi Eliezer HaKalir, commenting in the Sefer Yatzira, Sefer Scroll Yatzira, teaches with even greater clarity about 3 distinct beings in the Godhead. Wait, what? You guys shocked at this?